road atmosphere for the first time?
Yeah, well, for us, we try to keep it as consistent as possible. It's actually an advantage a lot of times when you go on the road because we have more time to spend with our team one-on-one than we do at home, just based on their schedules and stuff. So I always enjoy it. We have some hotel time, travel time on the aircraft, all of that. So for us, it'll just be nice to spend some quality time together with our team. In terms of our routine, it's very similar.
As a first-year coach, I know you talked about seeing your team in adversity. What are you going to look for, or just kind of look for from your team when they do get on that road atmosphere and when they get in an adverse situation? You don't necessarily have the home crowd kind of cheering you on there.
Well, we'll certainly miss our fans. They're the best ever. But when we get to Florida, one thing about Florida is they don't draw particularly great, so it's not like we're going to be in some hostile environment. But it is going to be different, shooting on new baskets, playing in a different court, and just playing an SEC team that's hungry, obviously, to win some games here. So it'll be it'll be another first for us. But we try to not get too high, not get too low on anything that we're doing, and have a very business-like mentality about it, our approach.
Watching the tape the last couple of days, I guess, what did you see from Erica that really allowed her to kind of get in that little spurt and maybe be more consistent in that sense?
Just her work ethic. She's adapting to this level and what that means and what that takes. And I think a consistent work ethic is what we've been really focused on with her. She has some pieces to really work with and to help her get better at this level. And I think that as she's learning what it takes in terms of how hard it is and how hard you have to push yourself daily, she's getting better and better with that all the time.
I know we talked about it with Brittany, but just the confidence, I guess, how have you kind of seen that kind of improve with Erica, just with the way that she was just kind of either emoting after a big play or something like that?
Yeah, it's really exciting, and to see her have some fun out there too, but just pace of play is always an adjustment for any newcomer. It doesn't matter if they're from JUCO or high school, it's all relative, and just adapting to that pace. And the more games they get going here, and it's going to be yet a different pace playing an SEC team, regardless of their record. They have size and speed, and it's going to be a tough challenge for us, going down to Florida.
Have you liked how your team's finished the last couple of games?
I have very much, Chuck. I really like how we've just battled through whatever, adversity has been there, foul trouble the last game, and just really fought through and finished the game off in the last 2 to 3 minutes. And the decision-making of our freshman point guard out there, it's her first time in these situations and how she's handled that. Yeah, I really am proud of our progress in those areas. We certainly have more to do, but I'm really excited about that piece.
You mentioned how after Stephen F. Austin, a lot of the players are still learning how to win those tight games and what it takes. Is there a similar mentality to going on the road to winning tight games?
Oh, I think in general, every new experience, you have to adapt and get used to it and know what it takes. And it's always harder on the road, no matter what. And I think for the newcomers, they don't know any different. It's more the returners when I'm referencing that piece. The newcomers, most of them are used to winning, and they're used to having success, whether they came from junior college or high school with CC. So I think it's more with the returners than it is the newcomers. They're just taking it all in, and they expect to win most of the time.
I know you kind of alluded to it, but just with Florida, what's kind of, I guess, either impressed you about what they've done? Because obviously the record isn't going to show how good of a team.
I think you got to dig beneath the surface as you look at them, and they returned 2 very talented scorers from last year's team, and they're very good. Those 2 kids are very good. And then you look at who they've played. They've played 3 BCS opponents. One of those, Northwestern, went into overtime. Northwestern beat Duke already this year. So, and then the smaller schools that they played, for example, Mercer is a very good program. I mean, they reeled off 20-some straight wins last year, so they're a very formidable opponent. And then the team they just played, Northeastern, was 6-0. So they've played some tough competition. So I don't know that their record is necessarily indicative of some of the talent that is on their team and how well they'll end up doing throughout the season. I think they've had some bad luck in a couple of those games, but they're still playing hard. You don't see any lack of fight or anything as we watch them on film.
Is this a deal where you kind of have to see the energy from your team, especially on the road, just kind of get going early on?
You do. You have to be tough on the road. You have to especially be tough rebounding the ball. That's something that's an advantage category for us. It has been every game. It is this game going into it on paper. We're plus 15 on the boards on paper than what they are. And we're excited that we're leading the Big 12 in rebounds per game average at 50. So that's definitely something that comes into play on the road, is the rebounding, the defensive intensity, and then taking care of the ball is an area that we're going to continue to improve upon.
Obviously, you guys have been at home all season so far with this new team, new coach, and everything. What do you guys really want to see yourselves going on the road for the first time?
I want to see us getting out defensively. Defensively, we have to step up in order for us to, keep leads and, be better. So defensively on the road, I think that's what I'm ready to get better at and see.
Against a team like Florida, is that something is that more of a general thing you guys want to work on, or is that something against Florida you think you can really take advantage of?
It's a general thing, but I think Florida is the first step. So, yeah.
And do you want to see how this team responds on the road, or where's your confidence level at how the team will come out?
Oh, definitely. I do want to see how we respond on the road, but I'm real confident in my team and our coaches. So.
How about yourself? I mean, you're gaining some confidence too, especially with what you did the other night.
Oh yeah. Those moments like those, you can't really just explain them. Those are the ones that just come across, and you just got to make the best of what's presented in front of you.
So, Eric, I guess what did happen in that last part of that first quarter that allowed you to kind of do that? It seemed like in spurts you guys can look like that, but I guess what kind of helped you kind of do that?
Defending and wanting to win. I feel like we were down, and in my mindset, when I'm down, I want to get up. So I just did all I can to put my team in a good position going into the second quarter.
I know Coach Stallings always talks about the offense, but how important is the defense to kind of get your offense starting? Because that's what it seemed like a few of those were defensive turnovers, kind of turned to layups, and then obviously some rebounds and some quick outlet passes.
The defense is very important because that's where it starts. So I feel that once we get the defensive part down, then we'll be much better offensively.
I guess for you, just what's it like to just kind of feel that way on the court? Because I know you were kind of displaying some emotion there. So I guess what was that like just for you to kind of have your big moment, so to speak, so far early on?
Like comfortability. Like I felt comfortable and I felt confident. So those are the two that was all over me in that moment.
How about the way the team responded at the end of the game? I mean, it was on the run, and you guys were calm and cool and collected and made some big shots. And you're starting to get the sense this team's learning how to win?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're learning how to stick it out. All wins aren't great wins, and we'll have to take the ugly wins. So for us to, in crunch time, to make good decisions, make our free throws, defend when we have to, I feel like that's really big for our team.
So I know you talked about comfort. I guess what's the biggest thing kind of going on the road to a road environment where you're not going to have some fans maybe cheering for you when you are in those adverse moments?
Just building from each other and feeding off of each other, and just basically being that spark for each other. That way we don't need, fans and stuff, because we have each other.
Have you ever had a Reggie Miller time like that where you just went on a run single-handedly and took over for your team?
No, it was the first. It felt great.